Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another beautiful day with us on Live with Lloyd. I'm your host, astronumerologist Lloyd Strayhorn. I want to thank everybody for joining us, being here today. Um, my guest, Rashida Jamila Shabazz, called yesterday. She was under the weather and asked, could we do it next week? So she'll be on a week from today. All right. She expressed uh, being sorry about it, which she can't help. Listen, it's kind of like that. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us. So I figured that what should I do? Should I have a guest today? And I said, well, I'll be my own guest. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about a couple of things, which is one, Mercury retrograde ends today. But before we do that, before I get into all of that, let me deal with our sponsors. Okay. Our first sponsor is Reza Islam's intellectualpowers.net supplements. They're excellent product. If you order it, the code is numbers. If you put in numbers for the code, you'll get a discount. Also, Monique of Nicholas, Brooklyn. I've had her on about 2 Wednesdays ago, and that was a lot of fun. She really enjoyed herself. And they're at 1396 Fulton Street in Brooklyn, New York City. In fact, I had Sister Kafunya on Monday, this past Monday, a couple of days ago, talking about that because she can also be found there at Nicholas, Brooklyn, too. Also, Manifest on Purpose with Miss Kimberly. Her podcast is aired every Monday and Wednesday morning. And I take a little quote from her where she says, the God in me loves the God in you, which is, I think if we kind of go with that approach, I think we would have much better happiness all around as against some of the meanness and stuff that's going on. Also, King Simon's ancestral tribute to Baba Dick Gregory coming up on Sunday, October the 13th. When I first started, it seemed like months and months away. Now it's kind of like really around the corner. And also, congratulations to King Simon's new books on children, how we tell the story. And it's based upon a song he created back in the 80s. But before we go into today's show, let me say that today is Wednesday. It is the 28th. I got that right. The sun is in Virgo. I got that right. It entered Cancer early this morning. I got this right. And this is the last day that Mercury is now out of retrograde. In fact, it ended at 5:14 this afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. So a little less than 2 hours ago, Mercury. Now, there's a shadow effect, as astrologers will tell you. There's an overlap. So it don't mean just jumping for joy and just talking any kind of way. There's kind of a residual kind of effect. But officially, it's over as of today. It's a 7 universal month, a 1 universal week, and 8 universal days. So those under Capricorn, Aquarius, and Librans will expect to do well as those who are born on today, are born on a date such as the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of the month. All righty. So now that I got that out the way, let me see something. Here we go. So anyway, there was a couple of things I want to talk about today. First of all, there is a person named 28 that I'm going to kind of wait to the end of the show, because what happens is, because of my guest this past Monday, several people sent in donations. And so I'm trying to get used to looking through and acknowledging the donations. But there was one that I missed, and that person was born on 4/28/1989. And so I'm going to talk about that, but maybe they're not on yet. So I'm just going to wait. But I do want to thank everybody for all the kindness. Now, there's a couple of things too, other than retrograde, which means it's over. It's a wrap. The next one will be coming up in November, because they were all in fire signs this particular year. So the next will be, I think it's February 27th or 28th, if memory serves me correctly. But I know this. All I got to do is just check my moon book a second, and I can demystify that. Nope, nope, nope. I stand corrected. It's going to be on December the 12th, Dionne Warwick's birthday. Okay. And it's going to go to January the 1st of 20. It's got to be 2025. They made a mistake. Hope. Nope. I'm looking at 23's moon book. Okay. I was looking at something before because this time last year, I did not know it was Labor Day coming up. That's how busy I've been. And what happens is last year I donated or dedicated part of the show to uh, John Patterson Green, which for those of you who may not know, I'll bring you that in a moment. But to make it official, um, Mercury goes retrograde on the 25th of November and will end on December the 15th. That's the last Mercury retrograde for the year. So I wanted to get that straight. I know they're all under fire signs, okay? Anyway, before I get to John Patterson Green and who is he, let me tell you about the month is coming up, which is because when we on the show next Monday, and by the way, what's happening is, let me do this. Next Monday, I'm calling it Wealth Week because next Monday we're going to have Portia Cooper. She is talking about how to generate wealth through various means, and we're going to talk about that. She's going to be on Monday, and then on Wednesday we're going to have Jamila Shabazz, okay? And she's talking about the wealth party. So I mean, just everybody just get ready. It's going to be like that, all right? But the same time next week is going to be September the 2nd, okay? And what happens is we'll be in a new month. The thing about September, every September, whatever the universal year is for that particular year, also becomes the universal month for that particular time in September. I'll explain. 2024, which we know, adds up to an 8. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. Keep it simple. Then there's a process. So that's the universal year. Universal means implies just that what everybody has to go through regardless. I don't care, men, women, short, tall, rich, poor, whatever the case is, everybody has to go through this 8 frequency. All right. So then there are months that are broken down. So if I took the 8 from 2024, added it to the ninth calendar month, which is in a couple of days, so 8 plus 9 is 17 and 1 plus 7 is 8. Here's the point of what I'm saying, that no matter what the personal year is, in September is also the same as the personal month. So in September of 2025, next year, which is a year of the 9, next September of 2025 will also be a 9 universal month. That's how I did my calendar from the Star 8 app. You predicating it upon the personal month we were in. Actually, I'm doing it to the universal week, universal month, universal day. So that's how I decided to do it. But that's coming from my calendar. But anyway, yours personally will be your own personal day, personal week, personal month, whatever. Here's the thing. All of us will be going through a financial challenge to a greater or lesser degree. For those of you who have not been aware of how you spend, how money comes and goes, next month is going to be challenging. Plus, from what I understand, I think Fred Powell, that's his name, from the Federal Reserve Bank, is going to make a statement. Tomorrow, in fact, they show the unemployment listing, and then the day after that, on Friday, there's some other things going on, but it's about cutting that interest that's going to affect and have a whole ripple effect throughout this entire economy. Not only that, but 8 is one of the opposition numbers to this particular nation, the United States. In fact, it's one of its main ones, other than the number 6, followed by the number 9. So what it tells me is that this year, as well as next year, are going to be challenging for this country. It has nothing to do with politics. Trust me. This has to do with the alignments in the heavens, okay? Everybody gets a turn. That's the one thing about the cosmos. You got to be patient. And if you be patient, you'll get your turn. And then just as we have highs, we have lows too. So what I'm saying is, so for those of you who are in part of the Live with Lloyd family, I'm telling you, just be mindful how you spend. Be conscious of it, and take a kind of needs versus want. You might want that new car, but you need to keep the old car that you got, not to show off your neighbors or impress. It's not going to work. There's going to be some very trying times economically and financially for this country, which means its citizens, which means you, I, and everyone uh, listening, and whatever the case may be. And it's not bad if you know properly. But for those of you who've been just wasteful, just willy nilly. Now, maybe the 1%, 10%, call it what you will. Maybe they got it like that. The average person walking these streets don't have it like that. And I'm saying that this is a time. And by the way, a lot of people are going to be doing some growing up during the month of September. A lot of people's consciousness is going to be raised probably to what's going on, to kind of like the whole attitude or goings on of what is going on as far as the economy is concerned. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist. If your rent is going up, your mortgage is going up, your food is going up, and your salary is not going up, and plus a lot of people are being terminated, it don't take too much of a rocket science to figure out what's going on. Okay. So it's going to be like that. So it's not to kind of get people, ooh, I'm bugging and all that stuff. But I'm just telling you numerically speaking, okay, I have no control over this. You do the math yourself. Okay. Uh, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 is 8. Now it's in an 8 personal month. Okay. And then in the month of October, we enter a 9 universal month to set the tone for the coming year of 2025. And since October is also a very challenging month to the United States, I would say between mid-September through October, people need to hold on to their hat, and you might need to hold on to your purse string a bit too. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Anyway, those who will be the beneficiaries of September will be Capricorns first, Aquarians second, Librans, or if they're born on the 8th, the 17th, or the 26th of the month. The September newsletter will be out shortly, hopefully by this time next week, and I'll be explaining that in the YouTube version of it, and also the newsletter, which is absolutely free. Now, the same time last year, but on the 4th of September, and only because I have my guests talking about wealth coming up, I didn't want to interrupt that session. But I spent last Labor Day on September the 4th, which you can see on the YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is called LLoyd Strayhorn, Numbers and You, or Numbers and You, Lloyd Strayhorn. If you go back, the show I did that day was John Patterson Green. Now, you might want to know who John Patterson Green is. So let me start with this. This is this distinguished gentleman right here. Okay. He was born on April the 2nd of 1845 in New Bern, North Carolina, just less than 20 miles from where my grandmother was raised. He died on September the 1st. Highly educated. He did his college. He got his college degree in 2 years versus 4. Although he was born in North Carolina, as you see, he migrated to Cleveland, where he graduated from their high school and a Catholic high school, Ohio State and Union Law, because he was an attorney at that time, a very good one, in fact, and one of the few African Americans attorneys at that time. You got to understand, this is the 1800s, early 1900s, where we wasn't given too much respect at all. In fact, most of us wasn't even thought of as kind of like property, not like human beings, which is whoever wrote this came up with black people are 2/5 of a man. It's not 3/5, 4/5, not 5/5, 2/5 or 3/5 of a man. So anyway, I guess that was their way in their ugliness of saying, well, we're almost human, but we're not quite human. But we know good and well we're human. And in fact, we exhibit more humanity than most any other people on this planet. Okay? I don't care what nobody says. And the history proves it. But anyway, enough of that. So anyway, this is the point that this man in 1890 in Ohio legislation initiated, enacted or introduced Labor Day in Ohio, and this was in 1890. Look, he was what, 45 years old, okay, at the time. Then in 1894, Labor Day was given a national holiday. So this man, folks, is the father of Labor Day. Although there was some politics played in 1968, and I'll read it here, as you can see. Um, Uh, they says Green is remembered for introducing the bill to Ohio. Uh, it established the Labor Day in 1890, which is true. He was dubbed Ohio's father of Labor Day after Labor Day was adopted as a national holiday in 1894. He is sometimes referred to as the father of Labor Day. He was always referred to that until 1968 when Willard Wilson, Wilts, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, he was on the Secretary of Labor for the Kennedy Johnson administration. He took it upon himself to declare that the official position of the United States Department of Labor was to credit Matthew McGuire and also there was another gentleman, but there were two McGuires, believe it or not, both from labor unions. He was from the Knights of Labor. I forgot the other gentleman, but they were the ones. Well, this was the man that was given the credit supposedly in 1882. What I did though was I had one thing that and if you go to YouTube, so later on, go to my YouTube channel, and his the segment to find is John Patterson Green, because what I did was I read from that his actual book. He wrote this book in 1920, and then it was republished again in 1926. Stranger Than Fiction: 75 Years of a Busy Life with Reminiscence of Many Great and Good Men and Women. And on page 188, I read on that page how the Labor Day came into existence, how he was received. So my whole thing is I don't see nothing written by this Matthew McGuire at all. Where is something writing? But he wrote this in his biography. And then, by the way, this is him here, uh, and it was showing you that it was actually done in it was the Ryle Printing Company in 1920. All righty, and this was a picture of John P. Green that you can tell from that broad nose, that distinguished look, what part of the planet this brother came from, no question. Okay, and he did have a busy life. Whoever was in that period, he knew them, he met them, he interacted with them. Presidents too. Okay, so he was no joke. But this book can be available on Amazon. You can go to Amazon and get the book, because I read from page 188 about from reading his autobiography. I was able to read how he came upon this, found this, and everything like that. So, my whole thing is wrote to Secretary of Labor in 1968, proposed this. But let me tell you what happens is so interesting that this was proposed in the year of 1968. In 1968, there was a lot of things going on. Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. John F. Kennedy was assassinated. There was the 1968 Olympics where Carlos Russell and Smith held the Black Power salute. Black college campuses was demonstrating all over the place. There was a whole lot of things jumping off. So it just so happens that in this year of 1968, that this man, Secretary of Labor, decided or proposed that if you look at what was said, words are very important. This is why it's important to read. It says they declared the official position, okay, and with proposing the Labor Day in 1882. Okay, that would be 8 years before this man, the father of Labor Day, did it. And see, here's the thing: they could say McGuire did it in 1882, but did he do it to the Knights of Labor, that union group, or did he do it before the legislature, the body of a state? That's a whole different ballgame. So my notion is, with all that nonsense that was going on And it wasn't nonsense, but it was very revolutionary in that sense on a lot of levels. Our music, everything, starting of hip hop and all these other things that was going on culturally affecting us, a whole new consciousness. Black is beautiful. I'm black and I'm proud. All these kind of things was happening at that time. And it just so happens in 1968, they decided to propose that Matthew McGuire is the official father of Labor Day. I'm telling you, this is the father of Labor Day, John Patterson Green, who died. And it's so interesting because this Sunday will make 100 and something odd years ago that he died. In fact, he died by stepping off the sidewalk and was hit by a car. That's how he died. But considering he was born in 1845 and lived to 1940, which is 95 years old at that time, was good. And so that's all I'm saying. I ain't trying to take nothing from nobody, okay? But I'm not going to take anything away from us. That's my philosophy, okay? And those who have a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. I have a divine right to be here. We all do. Every single individual has a divine right to be here, but pick up a copy of this book. Now, this is the hardcover edition, and I just happen to have the softcover edition that you see here. But either way, pick this book up, all righty? So now with that, I guess I'm going to look at the comment section. If any of you got comments about the Mercury retrograde, any questions about numerology, or you want to get a reading, because this was not part of it. My thing was to talk to Jamila Shabazz about, okay, girl, what's happening with this wealth party? How do I sign up? Okay, how do we get this party started? That's what I wanted to do. All right, so anyway, by the way, before I close, John Patterson Green is actually buried in Cleveland, Ohio. For those of you who live in the Cleveland area, he was buried at Woodland Cemetery right there in Cleveland. I don't know. I know there's a Woodlawn here in New York, but there's this Woodland, Land, Woodland, Woodland Cemetery there in Cleveland, Ohio. So for those of you who do live in the Ohio area or the tri-state area, as they might call it, pay respect to this man that really tried to honor the workers, the laborer, okay, for which is why Labor Day has gotten its name. But let me be very clear. This man is the father of Labor Day. So please etch that in your mind and don't forget. Okay, that's all. Anyway, see, that's the beauty when you read. That's the beauty and this is one of the things that anyway, enough of that. So let me go back and start. Okay, I'm going to start at the top and I'm going to try to read as many people. But now, hopefully, there was a person named 28 and they donated $9.99. Thanked them very much. But I didn't see it until the very end. So they must have been like under the radar as I was signing off. But I wanted to acknowledge them. And they were born on 4/28/1989. So I see why his name is, or her name is 28. Well, anyway, you would be considered a Taurus 1 person, which means you're an earth sign with a fire number. And what that means, very pragmatic and grounded, keeping it real, down to earth, a little common sense, mother with, but yet it is modified with fire energy, which brings passion, direction, focus, intention, action, and a proactive attitude to the table. It also indicates when young, you were old, and when you got older, you got younger. And so were the relationships. So as a young person, if much older persons approach you, or if it was an older person that introduced you to Sex 101, that would not surprise me at all. It will also indicate that you knew what work was about. Can't nobody come and say, well, I carried you, I did this for you. People that are normally born in April, normally they gotta put their shoulders to the wheel. That's the real deal with that. Okay. And so very few have that good fortune where they're born with a silver spoon in their mouth, as they call it. So this is the thing I'm looking at. So anyway, to give you your numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. It tells me your best days are always on a Sunday first, followed by a Tuesday. You happen to be in a 4 personal year, which means, and it's interesting because your key numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. So this particular year is very important to you because of the fact that it's matching your second best number. It simply means, and a lot of people don't like the 4. I like all the numbers, well, because I'm partial, but I like the 4 because it sets a kind of a boundary, it establishes a system, it establishes a kind of a blueprint in order to go from point A to point B. The only thing is it just says you just can't, you have a waste not, want not, lend not, borrow not attitude. You know, the elders used to say, don't put more on your, don't let your eyes be bigger than your stomach, or don't put any more on your plate that you can eat. It's that kind of thing. So what resources you do have, make use of them. All righty. And it indicates too that from 1989, you may wear glasses. If you're a woman, it's probably your left eye that's more of a challenge. If it's a man, it's probably more your right eye that's a challenge. But anyway, this particular year for you is about working, putting in the effort, and whatever effort you put in, you're going to get back, because next year you're going to be in a 5-person year, which means you'll be in the midway point of the 1 and the 9-year cycle. You'll be right there in the center. So it means things begin to turn itself around for you. So in the meantime, thank you very, very much for that donation. But I made a point of writing down your name to make sure that it acknowledged it. Now, because I get so many responses and sometimes donations or whatever the case is, I'm not looking for that. I've been on some shows where if you wasn't donating, you wasn't getting no play. Okay, I don't roll like that. I didn't start like that. That was never my intention. So I never want anybody to think that if I miss them, that I'm ignoring them. So my thing is, I came up with, if you want to donate, if I read you, then do that. But don't donate and wait and then, okay, he didn't call me, and they'll build resentment. There's no need for that. It's not worth it. Okay, seriously. And what I'm saying is, I do better, and I try to acknowledge it. And so sometime when I get near the end of the show, I'll go through everybody to make sure I didn't miss somebody, at least acknowledge, even if I don't read it. So I'm human. Lloyd don't walk on water yet. I'm going to try, but I don't do it yet. So all I'm saying is there will be things like that. But most of you, majority of you understand, and I'm so forever thankful. And speaking of that, I am so forever thankful to my Wednesday moderator, Empress Rel, with her beautiful Aquarian 4 self. All righty. And listen, this lady at the gate, see, this is what I'm saying. And this is no donation. This is just who she is. Every Monday, Friday. And I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Which I think is good. Okay, let me see. Okay, good evening, family. Okay, hi, Cheryl. Um, these are all very nice, and so I will get to as many people as possible. Um, and Tyler BTV, Cheryl, and see, all of this. It's all of you that makes this show. I mean, I love what I do. This is my man Donald Thomas here, boy. This brother keeps up with it. Like with Kanye. Kanye's birthday is coming up on September the 8th. That's exactly right, my brother. That is his birthday. He's an Earth sign with an Earth number, and yours is September the 11th. Yours is Taraji, the same as the actor Taraji something, her last name. That's her birthday, and a couple other famous people of note. But if I don't remember, I'm telling you in advance, Donald, happy birthday coming up, buddy. All righty. By the way, you happen to be in a one personal year, a year for fresh starts, a year be new beginnings. If you ask Donald, how did I do it? Incredibly simple. I took September, I took 11, but instead of taking the year, which you did not say, I substituted and took the year I'm interested in, which is right now, 2024. So doing those factors, everybody can do this. If you want to know your personal year, take the month and date of birth, but instead of adding the years, substitute it and put any year of the event happened, a marriage, a child, a job, a career, your first car, wherever the highlights or milestones in your life. If you can remember the year, that will tell you the personal year that you were going through at that particular time. So you'll be in New York tomorrow. I don't know where you're from, but if that's possible, it is quite possible. I'm very busy, but Donald, just reach out and we'll see what happens. Okay. Thank you. But By the way, your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 5, and your best days are always on a Monday and a Wednesday, and Friday is very complimentary to you as well. All righty. But this year is about standing on your own, doing the things you need to do for yourself. Thank you, Donald. And this C doubling money. Thank you. See, I don't know what all these little symbols mean. I think hearts mean love, stars. Well, anyway, thank you. Thank you. Venus Black says, being your own guest means you're in great company. Well, listen, I can't run. Listen, we can all run from somebody, but you cannot run from yourself. Once I figured that out, I had no problem since then. Try it. Yes, I can run away from you. I can run away from my folks. I can run away from my kids or whoever, but I cannot run away from myself. And once you master that and learn how to love yourself, warts, pimples, warts and all, okay? Then you're there. Then you're there. And since I'm now at that point, guess what? I would not want to trade me for anybody on the planet. Every one of you should have that attitude. Why? Because you can't be no one else. Okay. I remember I wanted to be real tall. I may have mentioned that. God says, listen, man, this is it. You're going to have to work with what you got. And I did. So we all got to work with what we have. But this society got us so busy looking in somebody else's backyard that we fail to look under our own feet, where there is, Earl Nightingale used to have this famous thing, acres of diamond. And we all have diamond material beneath us, all of us, every single one of you. Okay. So, but that's how they got us looking. Anyway, this is Donna Medina, excuse me. She is a master number 22. Now, I would say she's more into the Leo side. If she was July 21st, I maybe still have her on the last day of Cancer. But I'm going to say she's at the very cusping edge of Leo, which means she's very different, very unique, very sensitive, like to be her own best company, and she would be a fire sign with an air number, which are very complementary elements one to the other. Okay, because it takes oxygen or air to make fire breathe and grow and things of that nature, or combust, call it what you will. But anyway, it does indicate for you this year, since it's now past your birthday, when I do it, it tells me you're in a what is called a three. No, hold on. That's interesting because 2921, you're in a one personal year, excuse me. So this is a year for you where actually for you, it's a breakout moment because it's a term to set what you want to do for yourself. Your key numbers are the 4, 1, and 5. Your best days are Sunday and Wednesday. Monday's kind of complimentary too because that's ruled by the moon. So the sun rules our day, the moon governs our night. So therefore, these are interchangeable numbers. The 1 and 4, the sun numbers, the 2 and the 7 are the moon numbers. But it indicates very, very sensitive. And so now we're about to shift gears as we go from September into uh, late, late September into the month of October. But right now we're not at September yet. But don't forget, whatever your personal year is, you will be in the personal month for September too. So therefore, with that being the case, you're in a one personal year, and for September you'll be in a one personal month, which means it'll give you one last chance to stand on your own and decide what's in your best interest. And you're very sensitive too. Hi, Natalie Crawford. Yeah, I wish I had my guest on, but I just said, well, I didn't want to call nobody at the last minute like that. And my man, brother Stephen, how you doing, Stephen E? Thank you very, very much. And this is Mo Blessed. Um, and I got my favorites, Stephen and Carol Williams out of Chicago, Chi-Town. Those are always my best buddies. All of you are really, really, but I mean, you'll do this consistently. It's like, don't you have something else better to do? I could say, but the fact that you'll take the time to join me, and I'm open to any suggestions. I don't know everything. Please do. Now, Empress says we have 60 people in the chat with only 30 thumbs up. Okay, listen. If people can make a donation with their dollars, you can't make a donation with your thumb? Really? Really? All you got to do is, okay, maybe there's some of your, I have no idea. They says it helps the algorithms. I see this a lot. Well, please donate, subscribe. I guess people are tired of that. But please like, share, and subscribe. And you know what's interesting? Every time I do the forecast, I forget to read the top. Please like, please share, please subscribe. I don't ask you for money. I just don't. That's not my style. And anybody pretending to ask money in my name, those are fakes. Okay, that's exactly what that is. It's not that I don't need money. We all need it to a degree, but I did not do this for the purpose of, well, I'm going to make as much money as I can. Because I think if I came in with that kind of mindset, I wouldn't have had this kind of successful show that I'm now having. Okay, which means money can't buy everything. A lot of things, but it can't buy everything. That's true. All righty. This is T. Dania, who is born the same day as Bob Johnson, the founder of BET and the first supposedly black billionaire, if that's true, if memory serves me correct. But that makes sense because 8 is the money number. 8 is the executive number. This is the year of the 8. So if you should be, in fact, you're in a transitory type of situation right now. You're born at 3:35 a.m., which means you're somewhere around in the second house. Your sun is probably in the sign of Taurus in the second house. So you would have you are Aries, but your placement of that sun in Aries happened to be in the second house, which is possessive. So this is perfect for you to make some money too. Now you may say, well, I don't have Bob Johnson's money yet, but as you get older, life gets better. And if you focus, but this is your year. The next time you'll get an opportunity to take advantage, if you don't this year, T, won't be until the year 2033. So knowing what I know, if you can afford to wait that long and you got 3 more months to go, you need to make things happen right this minute. So your key numbers, therefore, are the 8, 9, and 6. And you'll find that Saturday, along with Tuesday and Friday, are always your best days. Okay. And you happen to be in a a 2 personal month, by the way, which means things are going to start expanding for you in October. And October is one of your months too. It really is, because your best months are January, April, May, October, November. So that's it. Hi, Juliet B. Thank you. And see, this is one of my regulars right here too, Jackie Fillmore. Hi, Jackie, from Temple Hills, Maryland. All righty. Okay, let's see. Please, can you please do what Empress Vel, just hit the like button. As I said, it's just your thumb. If people can make a donation cash wise, the thumbs are free to me. Okay, do that. So I'm trying to help them out. I know my moderator is trying to help me out, but this is the only time I'll think about it unless they bring that up, and they'll do that. Okay. This is Strawberry 1955. I think I read her just the other day. And okay, let's see. Let's see what we got here. Now, see my man Steven, hit that like button. That's all I'm saying. Lacey Green, I'm glad you made it very much. Co-colors, this is one of my regulars too that I look forward to. And Tyler B TV is always very much now. There's some donations. Okay, here's one right here. Okay, they're born May 15th. They're Taurus Sun, Scorpio Moon, Virgo Ascendant. So if you are a Taurus and your moon is in Scorpio, that means it was a full moon. What do I mean? When the sun and the moon, like on this coming Tuesday, September 2nd, the moon and the sun will be in the same sign at the same time. So it'll be a Virgo sun with a Virgo moon. That means it's a new moon. However, the opposition sign to Taurus is Scorpio. The opposition sign to Scorpio is Taurus. And that means when this person was born, they were born when the moon was full. That's exactly what that means. So you're a full moon, baby. I think Michael Jackson was a full moon too. And his birthday's coming up on the 29th, bless his soul, with a Virgo ascendant. So you are an earth sign with your earth sun sign, with a water moon sign, with an earth ascendant. So that means, and actually that means in a way you're kind of nurturing too. Does it matter if I let go of a place or person in a 9 month or year? Also, could you tell me about number 5, home energy? Can I change the number? Well, that all depends. And let me explain. First of all, 9 is always symbolic of endings or termination of some kind, personal, intimate, business, whatever. It's also a health number too. All right. Therefore, being careful of injuries and accidents and confrontations and handling of knives and guns and other sharp instruments, etc., like that. All right. The fact that your home is a 5 energy, that tells me this. First of all, 5 is friendly to the number 6 because you're a Taurus 6. And so 6s and 5s are normally kind of tight. They're kind of like that. But it tells me if this is a 5 property, that means your home is located either on or near the corner or about the middle of the block or somewhere in a cul-de-sac, all depending. And it tells me during the winter, breeze or drafts will be the challenge to this particular house, but it is friendly. However, you can change the frequency. Here's what I mean. Have any of you ever seen driving down or walking where a house has a number and then a letter attached to it? Well, now, if you live in an apartment building, you can't do that. Okay. So let's say your building number is 50. All right. 5 plus 0 is 5. And you're a Taurus, which is a 6. Now, if it's a house that you own, you can go to Home Depots, Lowe's, or whatever those places are. You get a letter that matches that number. So your house number could be in gold numbers, yellow numbers, silver numbers, whatever the case is. Get a letter that matches it. So let's say it's 50 as an example. I would have 50A because why? 5 plus 0 plus A, which is 1. Because don't forget, each number, each letter has a numerical frequency attached to it. And the letter A has the number 1 as a frequency attached to it. So it's like saying 501, which is a 6. And you'll see within a short change of about 2 or 3 months, the energies will change. Okay. There was a very popular community out in California that was into numerology. This was decades ago, and they got all excited. And they decided to just randomly change their house numbers, drove the post office crazy. Okay. So the post office says, okay, at least in New York City, all the odd numbers are facing south, all the even numbers are facing north. It is designed so they know how to deliver your mail in a way. I read a lady from Antigua, and they don't have no number. It's just where she's from, that part of Antigua she's from, her name, and the people at the post office know where to deliver it. So everybody in countries got their style, but here in the United States, you can't do that unless it's your house number. Then you have the prerogative. And by the way, your numbers are the 6, 9, and 3. Your best days are always on a Friday, followed by a Thursday, followed by a Tuesday. All righty. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I enjoyed that. All right. So now, okay, the numbers have gone up. It ain't there 86 people with 56 likes. We can do better, please. The thumb is free. If these people are making a donation out of their pocket, and here's the thing, I'm willing to bet you not only did they make the donation, they put the thumb on the button too. So you ain't got no excuse. Please do that. Okay. Now, here's Kamisha Swan. Swan. Um, Kamisha is a water sign with a water number, born in the master number 22 year. That's exactly what it says. So based upon that, she is her destiny number or life path or birth path number is an 8. When I add 11 plus 2 to 2024, yeah, that's an 8. Now, the way I put it, let's say Kamisha don't understand what an 8 is. She never heard, of destiny, life path, birth path. The way I make it simple is the month, the day, and the year she's born tells me symbolically, Kamisha, you're in the 8th grade in the school of life. Now, when I say that, most of us know this feeling of being in the school of life. And it means symbolically that wherever you got to, just grow. Hold on. This is it here. Thank you, Kamisha. First of all, thanks so much for the donation. All right. I forgot to put that on. All right. But anyway, so with you being a water sign and a water number, it simply means super sensitive, super intuitive, super emotional, into your feelings. And I would tell anybody, don't play you. You know how sometimes in a relationship, the person will say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, this, that, and the other, and try to psych you, so to speak. I would never play Kamisha. If the guy gave me her number, I said, well, one thing is don't play the sister. Don't take her sweetness for weakness or her kindness for granted. But it does suggest from your birthday, did you like dance, theater, design? Probably kept a diary or log or journal. Probably very fastidious about your eating habits or dietary laws. So if you're a vegetarian, semi-vegetarian, or very picky, or know how to burn them pots and pans, as he used to say, that would make all the sense in the world to me. You would also do well in IT, computers, electronics, the mechanical, mathematical sciences, engineering, technology, things of that nature. But eventually, it's always going to come to being counseling. People are always going to come to your advice. Kamisha, what I should do about this? Kamisha, what should I do about that? And I mean, if you had, as they say, $1 every time somebody asks you a question, you probably wouldn't have called in because you've been traveling somewhere. But your key numbers are the 2, 7, and 6. And your best days are always on a Monday and a Friday. All righty. Okay. Yes. And I have to agree with Miss Sylvia D. Definitely honor our forefathers. Okay. And as I said, we give everybody else credit, but we don't. Now, we give ourselves credit for all the drama that we project. But believe me, we are the most peaceful people on this planet, bar none. Yes, we've got warriors. There's no question. But like the Native Americans or the indigenous people of this country, we will always been receptive and open, which is how people got in. Even John Henry Clark, the famous, the famous historian, said we were too nice. We let a lot of people in, we shouldn't have let them in. Okay. So I understand that now in light of what I know. But that is our energy. And actually, we're going to save this world, believe it or not. People of color. I know that sounds weird, but we are going to save this world. It's interesting you speak, Donald, of James Weldon Johnson, because he used to live 1 block away from me on 135th Street, right here in Harlem. A lot of the people that we read in the history books actually lived here in Harlem. Telling you, this is a go-to place. All right. Um, Okay, so anyway, let's see. Oh, okay, we got Lacey Green. Hey, Lacey. She is an Aquarius 12 person, Aquarius 3 person, because 1 plus 2 is 3. So it tells me she's in a 4 personal year. How did I do that? Simple. I took February the 12th, but instead of adding 83, I substituted and put in its place 2024 and then added to up to a 4. So she is in a 4 personal year. 4 is one of her numbers because her numbers are the 3, 4, and 1. So it tells me last year was busy. This year she's getting it together. And then next year she's going to be about making some changes for the better too. It tells me very well, like, you got to be careful of people taking advantage of your goodness, your resources. Do this for me, do that for me, and you promise, and then you kind of mentally kick yourself because why they ask me, how come they didn't ask their mother or something like that. But it tells me you're very well liked. You can talk to no end. You're organically three people, especially the women I notice, are your natural flirts. They're not brazen, they're just organic. A lot of times they don't even know they're flirting until the girlfriend says, I am. Girl, don't you see yourself flirting with so and so? I am, it's that kind of thing. But anyway, I know you're very expressive, very determined to succeed, and nothing should be able to stop you. That is for sure. Your key numbers are the 3, 4, and 1. Your best days are Thursday and Sunday. And in a minor way, Monday. Okay, this is Gwen. Um, she had a birthday last week. She's a fire sign with a fire number, asking about her business and real estate. Um, well, this year you're in a 7 personal year. So what I'm looking at is that things are about to change for you around the latter part of next month, September into October. Why? Because we're going to be feeling the energies of a 9 universal year where October, see, the beautiful part, September represents the universal year that we're about to leave. October represents the universal year we're about to enter. So you'll be in a 9 personal month for October, which means it's a 9 personal year coming up, which in this case is 2025. And you happen to be born on the 18th, which is a 9. And 9 gets along extremely well with the sign of Leo. So it tells me, Gwen, you are something else in a nice way, of course. And it also indicates that you tend to attract men in uniform. So if you dated or married a man that was in the military or construction or law enforcement or fire or handled machinists or tools or instruments, or to the extreme being a surgeon because they deal with tools as they perform surgery procedures on you, that would not surprise me. But you are a fighter. You're feisty. Your key numbers are, and when you say about your real estate business, I would say, well, since this is the year of the 8, and it deals with real estate and whatnot. Anyway, if this is your field, you should do very well. But you're normally very frank with people, though. You're very honest and direct with people. And no, taking no nonsense is definitely your middle name. Okay, you ain't having it. Don't play. You don't talk to any kind of way they want to. But your numbers are the 9, 1, and 4, and your best days are always on a Tuesday and a Sunday. Those would be the days I would say for my more challenging clients. Take them on Mondays and whatnot. Do you know in real estate you can match the house number to the person, prospective client that you want to show the house to? Well, anyway, that's a whole nother thing. I've done that for realtors anyway. But anyway, those are your numbers. And if you do like men in uniform, if they've been attracted to you or sweating the sister for a moment, you now know why, Gwen. All righty. Okay. Neil says, the more I discover the real history, the more physical books I want to buy. Yes, definitely pick up the book of John Patterson Green. He wrote the book in 1920. I think the softcover edition was published in 1926. I got the softcover. There is a hardcover available. But the man had an extraordinary life. But he was an extraordinary human being, which most of us are anyway. It's just that we're so accustomed now to trying to look and see what everybody else is doing, and we don't match them. And yet, if you look at whoever now, everybody got their own Taylor Swift. Is Taylor Swift gonna pay your rent, your mortgage? I don't think so. Is Taylor Swift gonna pay your groceries? I don't think so. Is she gonna pay your car insurance or your car notes? I don't think so. So what I'm trying to say is, as against seeing what they all doing, you need to focus on what you need to do. That's all I'm saying, folks. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody, but I want y'all to survive, because this is going to be a real test out here soon, economically affecting people. So for those of us who are not aware, or for those that's keeping up, things are going to be very tight. And so what I'm saying is we're going to have to really kind of form and act as a family or as a community. I know there's some people that don't want to hear that, but that's how people survive as a family and a community. I don't know any other way you're going to do it. Try to do it by yourself. Okay. You'll see how far you can swim. Anyway, Pamela Terry, she is born on June the 12th, which is Josephine Baker's birthday. Now, if you know anything about Josephine Baker, she was a bad sister. Okay. She was the one that dressed with the bananas around the waist and bare breasts during the 20s and whatnot. But she wowed France. And in fact, it was because of her that mended the relationship between France and the United States, which is a whole nother historical piece. You got to read that. But it tells me you're very youthful. I know the year you're born in, that don't mean nothing. It tells me you definitely attracted younger men, Pamela, which is none of my business. Okay. And men from different cultures too. Definitely. Workaholic, very conscientious, try to be a person of your word, but you have to be careful of people trying to use you, because if not, you wind up being the victim or the sacrifice for the plans and intrigues of others. Okay. So, your key numbers are the 3, 6, and 5, and your best days are Thursday, Wednesday, and Friday. And, yeah, Thursday, Friday, and then Wednesday. Got that right. I had to get it in right order. Okay. All righty. Somebody asked me, do I know the latest developments of RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? No, I do not. I understand he's dropped out, but he decided to endorse somebody. And really, that's so interesting. Anyway, for Terry, if you can take somewhat like what I did with Gwen, who's also born on your birthday too. She's born in 1967. You're born in 1989. But if you look at your birthday, though, Terry, look at all those 8s in your birthday, which tells you you're a very old soul. No question about that. Very, very mature, very conservative, and know how to make your money or deal with your money. Now, how to get yourself motivated? Simple. The only person you can really depend on in yourself to motivate you is yourself. We have this notion, well, so and so makes me happy. That's nice. But you got to be happy within yourself. Again, it's like you can run away from people, but you can't run away from yourself. And if you can learn how to develop happiness within yourself and be not dependent on other people, because when you're happy within yourself, it then generates outward. It just does just the reverse. Where we're looking for it to come to us, we should be generating it from within, and then it goes without. So look for people on your birthday. Since you are a 914, you should look for people born in the months of February, April, August, November, as well as anybody born on a date such as the 1st, the 4th, the 9th, the 10th, the 13th, the 18th, the 21st, the 19th, the 22nd, 27th, 28th, and 31st of the month. Okay. But this is your year because 2025 is around the corner, and that's the year of the 9. And in fact, you're going to be in an 8 personal year. And in fact, you're going to be in a pregnancy cycle too. Now, it doesn't mean biologically pregnancy, but it means symbolically you give birth to an idea, a plan, an enterprise, and stuff like that. I get excited. Both you and Gwen, did I get her name right? Yes, Gwen. Both of y'all, okay? Y'all will be my new best friends in that sense, financially and otherwise. Both of y'all should make some tremendous inroads. Both of y'all have no excuse. And if you fail to do it in 2025, it won't come again until 2034. And if you can wait that long, you know something I don't know. Okay. And women, y'all don't normally fool around. That's all I'm saying, Terry. Okay. Trying to help a sister out. Anyway, Ellen is born October the 24th. So your numbers are the 6, the 9, and the 3. And this particular year for you, you've been in a 6 personal year. So you're in your element. So more than likely you've done something with your hair, your appearance. And now you're about to go into a phase of not being bothered, but to do more soul searching and self-analysis of why you do the things you do. Sometimes people accuse you of having control issues, but you like to run your ship or your home a certain way in a certain order. If they're going to stay under your roof, thank you. But your key numbers are the 6, 9, and 3. And your best days are always on a Friday, Tuesday, and a Thursday. Now, let me just go and see anybody who made donations. So let me get that. So I don't want nobody to feel they kind of been left out. Let me go back. Wow, a lot of people. Hold on 1 second. I think, okay, so I'm working backwards. This is Nobody's Safe. His name is Jimmy. They're born 9/27. Well, brother, trust me, Jimmy, next year is your year. And in fact, everything points to the fact that, hey, you don't take orders well. If you've been in the military or whatever, it says your name is this year has been hectic and financially difficult. Well, sir, all that's about to change in about 3.5 to 4.5 weeks of late September into October. It really, really is. But it does mean if you have been extravagant with your monies or not taking things into consideration with your monies, and you should never, never, ever let alcohol be your best friend. One of the challenges of number 9 people I notice is alcohol. And so it can be your friend or it can be your nightmare. And so what I'm saying is if you do drink, please keep it to a minimum, because 9s can be confrontational, argumentative. But your birthday indicates you're a very smart person, man. You know what I'm saying? So you need to take advantage of all of your gifts that God has given you to be more productive rather than destructive with yourself. But your numbers are the 9, 6, and 3, and your best days are always on a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Okay. I think in about a short space of about, to be honest with you, as we leave August and going into September and October, because that's one of your best parts. See, because your numbers are the 9, 6, and 3, which means March, March, April, and May, October, November, December. So you're about to head that way. All you got to do is just be patient and focus on your Tuesday, your Friday, and your Thursday. It's like being in the right place at the right time, my friend, which is why I developed the app. Okay. So anyway, thanks so much for the donation. Let me do this first. I'm going to let me just see. I don't want to leave anybody out. And everybody that's tuning in, thank you so much, man. It's like y'all know how to make a guy feel good. Thank you very much. I much appreciate this. Okay, I think I saw a couple of more. I just wanna. There wasn't that many. My man King Simon. Now that's my brother. We just happen to have different mothers, but that's my brother in every way, shape, or form. Real talk. Okay. So anyway, let's see. Okay, MC. Thank you. Your son Ali is October 19th. Well, you have a strong-willed son. In fact, I'm going to do a lecture soon in Maryland on children. Okay, because don't forget we were adults, but don't forget we were once children too. And a lot of the things in our childhood shapes our adulthood. Well, with your son Ali, he's very headstrong. He's a number one. He's born in the 10th month on the 19th day. The 19 is called the Prince of Heaven, which is the best of the one series of the first, 10th, 19th, or 28th of the month. He's in the best of them. And it means his plans are likely to be carried out to some degree as well. And I would encourage your young man, Ali, to be a leader. He would do well in law, medicine, science, running his own business. Now, as a youngster, it tells me, or as a young teenager, I wouldn't be surprised if he got fired from a couple of jobs. Why? Because he's not going to let no people talk to him any kind of way they want to. Okay. So this is where the challenge of a son you birth has got leadership abilities, but don't have the maturity yet and the sophistication to take it where he can then move it. But if he moves in the right direction as he gets older, you can expect some great things from your young man. That I can tell you. He has sensitive eyes too, though. And so if he wears glasses or his left eyes, right eyes a little bit more problematic, that would make a little sense. But he's also in a one cycle year, so he wants to do something new with his life. His numbers, in fact, are the 1, 4, and 9. And so since we're going into the year of the 9, and he's going into a year where he's about ready to make a transition, either around the house with relationships, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the case is like that. And so that's how I see. But there's also going to be some partnership arrangements. But you got a very strong willed son that tells it like it is. That's how he is. Okay, I'm going to stay on just a little bit longer. This is Inger, who is an Aquarius, February the 18th, air sign with a fire number, which means this is your year without question. Without question, to take charge of your life and do what is in your best interest. You're just like Ali, and who is in a one personal year. You are in a one personal year. And not only that, here's what's so interesting. With Ali, his numbers are the 1, 4, 9. And with yours, Inger, your numbers are the 9, 4, and 1. Okay. Y'all got the same numbers, but in a different order. Okay. It's like playing, opening a safe. If you don't know how to dial the tumbler correctly, you ain't going to get your resources, your valuables, or whatever the case is. But you are a fighter. This year, it says that you need to really do things where you can assert yourself. The fact that 2025 is the year of the 9 and you're born directly on the 18th, which is a 9, means there's going to be a lot of things happening, but there's going to be a challenge too, because you're going to be in a 2 personal year. And one of the direct opposition numbers to your number 9 is the number 2, which may have explained some of the challenges you had in your early childhood, which is a whole lot to go into. But nonetheless, your numbers are the 9, 4, and 1. Your best days are always on a Tuesday, followed by a Sunday, and then on my Wednesday, since planets have exaltations in other planets. Okay. Hold on. Let me see something. I think I might have one more donation. Yes, here we go. This is Angelo Nelson. How you doing, Angelo? Thank you so much for the donation. You didn't give your birthday, but let me look at your name. First of all, you got a lot of youthful numbers in your name, which you don't look your age, and yet you got 2 7s in your name, and most 7s are often missing. So when let me do your name, Angelo, a second. That's let's see, 10, 16, 17. 17 17 and 7 is 24. So one of your parents is probably a Taurus or Libra, or born on the 6th, the 15th, or the 24th. If I'm not mistaken, the name Angelo adds up to 24. And so it tells me you have a way of counseling, advising people, and will always do well at some point. Okay. I wish I could tell you more, but that's all the information I got right this second. I think there was one more person. I did Kamisha. So I think I'm set. I did Angelo. Okay, I did MC. Okay. So now I can start back. Oh, I did. Nobody's safe. Okay, good. Nobody's safe. Okay. She did twice. This is Alexa. Okay. This is different. This is October. Thanks for the donation. This is October the 14th. And what that tells me is this person is an air sign with an air number, which means they're always in their head. Okay. Alexia, Alexa, or Alexia, I hope I'm saying it correctly, is a kind of a very bright, intelligent person, very articulate in the way they express themselves. They wear many, many hats. They tend to be kind of like their space. It tells me they will probably be out on their own between their 19th and 22nd birthday. And since they're now 23 or will be entering their 23rd birthday, more than likely this person just may be out on their own, whether it's in college or I need to get my own place or whatever the case is like that. But they bring to the table a lot of talents and a multifaceted personality and can work very well under stress. Okay. Their key numbers, by the way, are the 5, 6, and 9. And their best days are always on a Wednesday, uh, followed by a Friday, followed by a Tuesday. Okay, that is their numbers. All right. Thank you. I think I did everybody with the donation. So, okay, let me take this person here, Carissa Grant, uh, February the 12th. I just read somebody in his birthday. Well, your numbers are the 3, 4, and 1. Your best days, without exceptions, are always on a Thursday first, followed by a Sunday. This particular year, you happen to be in a 4 year, which is the kind of year where you're going to have to maybe slow your roll, kind of work up a sweat, but what you put in is what you get back. Your sun is in the ninth house, which means that deals with foreigners, foreign countries, foreign languages. And what's interesting, 3, 12, which is 3, 1 plus 2 is 3, is ruled by Jupiter, which has the planet of foreigners, foreign countries, foreign languages. So since Sagittarius, which is the number 3, rules the ninth house of foreigners and foreign countries in your birth number, it would not be surprised if you have not dated persons from different cultures, have traveled extensively outside of your own state or city, whatever the case is. And so if your sun is in the ninth house, that means you were born just before, you were born somewhere between 9 and 10. 9 and 10. No. It's going backwards. So you were born after 12 o'clock. So you were born somewhere between uh, 1, 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. That's what it means. Just looking with your placement of the sun in that sign. Okay, anyway, thank you. I'm going to do just 2 more, and then I'm going to get off the show. Okay. Terrence Clayton, this is January the 28th. So this is a person who is very strong-willed. It indicates being an Aquarius 1. You are an air sign with a fire number. Your numbers are the 1, 4, and 9. It tells me you have to be very careful who you seek your counsel from, and you have to be very careful who you put your trust in as well. All right. But you're born to lead. You don't take orders well at all. That's for sure. And even looking at your destiny number of the month, the day, and the year you're born, it adds up to a 1. So your whole role in this life is to have some type of leadership or have some control over your destiny, if nothing else. All right. And so that looks about it, Terrence. Let me read about 2 more people. And then this is Yellow Soul Creates. This is 1010. Look at the numbers, all the zeros. People say, well, zeros don't count. Well, let me put it like this. I'll make the sign of a dollar bill, put a 1, and I'll put all the zeros behind it. And you tell me which ones you want. More zeros, more I want. Okay. So zeros count. So it's really interesting to see a birthday with this many zeros in it. The only one would be was 10, 10, 2000. That would be a total of 3, 4, 5, but you got 4 of them. So it tells, and 0 is ruled to me by the 8. It's like a 0 on top of a 0, just get 8. And if you look at it and put it to the side, it's like the number of infinity without beginning and without end. So it tells me you're very old soul, very mature, but you exhibit a lot of leadership abilities. That is for sure. All righty. And let me do something. Somebody asked about donations. There's something I keep forgetting. Somebody says, well, Lloyd, won't you put your information down there? Okay, here it is. That's all my information. All right. Can be said. I keep forgetting these things. But again, it's um, well, anyway, I got a way of how I do things. What can I tell you? Anyway, that's it. You can go to my website, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com or a star8.com to click in to download your Star 8 mobile app that I have. You can go to Linktree, Numbers in You. I have online courses. In fact, that's what I meant to put. My online courses are now on sale today and tomorrow. I knew there was something I should have posted. But my online courses are on sale. So it's 48 hours. It's today and it ends tomorrow on the 29th. But if you can do that, just go to, and so I think the courses are 9, 18, 20. It's under $30. You own all three. Now you can wait until the sale is over and give me top dollar. But why should you do that when we're heading into a world, into a month where everybody's going to have to be very frugal, very prudent with their monies? So you might as well get more bang for your bucks and take advantage of the sale now. My 3 online courses: Learn from Lloyd how to read a person like a book, Learn from Lloyd the next step in numerology, and Learn from Lloyd the do's and don'ts of numerology. It's the Learn from Lloyd series. Okay, so please take advantage while the course, all 3 are on sale now at your availability for under $31 or something like that. I mean, you got to pay for lunch more than that. Okay, I think some of these fast food chains is charging $13 for a burger. And I think things is getting tight. So, be careful. All right. So therefore, what else? I have a free newsletter. My IG and Facebook. I'm also on TikTok on the Numbers in You. My Cash App is Numbers in You for those that would like to make a donation. But I forget these things. I really, really do. Anyway, what can I tell you? So anyway, you got it. Okay, so now let me sign off. Oh, let me take one more. Okay. Terry Jackson said, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the donation to Terry. I do appreciate that. And thanks, Empress. Empress B. I mean, my moderators on Monday and Wednesday, y'all can't tell me nothing about my moderators. They don't be joking. Okay. And I'll read Mary Odom and we'll sign off on that. Mary, you are a Virgo. Your birthday is coming up on Saturday. So we will be the first to wish you a happy birthday. I would sing it to you, but I ain't gonna mess up your day because I can't sing. I can talk, but I can't sing that good. In the shower, I sound great though. But nonetheless, you love to be different. There's this educator named, her name is Collins. I forgot her first name, but she kind of revolutionized the educational system. This Black woman, but she was born on this birthday on the 31st. So you have a way of revolutionizing things yourself, Mary. And it's interesting. You tend to be misunderstood by your name because your name, Mary, is an 8. So that draws Capricorns and Aquarians and Librans to you, or people born on the 8th, the 6th, the 17th, the 26th. But you're born on a 4. So it tells me you have a kind of an interesting life, Mary, where sometimes things does appear to be it appears to be out of your control. So, for example, let's say you're married, right? Well, the person you married may not have been the person you had planned to marry, but as fate or destiny, since 8 and 4s are the numbers of fate and destiny, you wind up marrying someone else. Or you thought you would live here, but as fate or destiny happens, you live somewhere else. Or you thought you would go into this line of work, but as fate or destiny happens, you went into that line of work. But your lucky numbers are always the 4, 1, and 5. Your best days are always on a Sunday and a Wednesday. If I had to give you, Monday would be a good day because that's the moon. I'm looking at a sun-moon relationship. And we in the Live with Lloyd family wish you, Mary Odom, a happy birthday coming up on Saturday. All righty. So everybody, I thank you very, very much. Before I sign up, let me get to my sponsors. First of all, please, please honor this great man, John Patterson Green, the father of Labor Day. I don't care what they said in 1968. Why they wait about 100 years? No, they didn't wait 100 years, but they waited, what is it, 60? Let's see. So that's 40 something. They waited a whole lot of years because he started it in 1890. It became an official national holiday in 1894, 4 years after he initiated this. And yet, in 1968, the Secretary of Labor took it upon themselves to give it to Matthew McGuire, not to take anything away from him. But this man's stuff is documented. And his name is John P. Green. So for those of you, when I go to my YouTube channel, Numbers and You, Lloyd Strayhorn, and when you click in the search, click in John Patterson Green, where actually read what he said, how he initiated it, and how for the next couple of years, how he was received. I mean, the man had juice, and he was one of the few African-American lawyers, and a great one at that too. Extremely brilliant brother. So what I'm saying is, please give this man his due. This is a more profile in a way, talking about his family, what he did. The brother was brilliant, and I'm not taking nothing from no one else, but I'm not taking anything away from us. Anybody that's got a problem with that, what can I tell you? Okay, y'all gonna have to work that out. Okay. Anyway, I want to thank everybody, but now let me get to my sponsors. Hope. Yep. Let me see this. Nope. And thank all my sponsors. I gotta thank Riza Islam very much. I gotta also thank Monique of Nicholas, Brooklyn at 1396 Fulton Street. I gotta thank Miss Kimberly, Manifest on Purpose. I gotta thank King Simon. That's automatic with the brother. We brothers. That's obvious. And oh, here it is. Here's my class. See, I thought I didn't post it. Look at here. 10, 20, 31. So for $32, you get all three of my courses. You own them. So please go to Lloyd-Strayhorn.com to sign up and get them, because after tomorrow, this same time tomorrow, it's going to be a wrap, and you have to pay the full retail amount. And I don't see why you should do that. Take advantage while it's on sale. Use some prudence and just get it while it's on sale. And you could start learning numerology. Also, in addition, please sign up for my free newsletter. Next week, the September will be out. And also you'll be able to see it on, the theme will be major moves for September. Everybody's going to be about major moves. And this is something that Miss Kimberly and I do every single time, every single month, I should say. And for those of you who sign on for the Star 8 app and download it, please give it 5 stars if you don't mind. And by the way, somebody asked about, I am going to be teaching a professional numerology course. I've had my first set of students last month in July. It was awesome. They already set up a kind of like, I forgot what you call on WhatsApp, where there's where, they're all as a group or something like that. I'll get all those technical things. But anyway, these students are no joke, okay? They will be masterful numerologists at the rate they're going, I can tell. So for those of you who want to join this one before the fees go up for next year, please do so now. And just go to a star8llc@gmail.com. That's a star8llc@gmail.com and sign up for there. Okay, I think that's about it. Except reminding you that on Monday is going to be Wealth Week, where Portia Cooper is going to be talking about how to put more monies in your pocket. The woman is very engaging. And then on Wednesday, Jamila Shabazz is going to be here. She's supposed to be here today, but she couldn't make it. But it's good. It allowed me to talk about some other things too. And she's going to be talking about the wealth party that she says has been very successful. So everybody, I want to thank you very much. This is great. Thank you for letting me express myself. But all of you are divinely special. And the God in me loves the God in you. And I mean that sincerely. It may sound corny to some people. I really don't care. I really don't care. But if they understand that each of us got a God in us, and that you have a God in you, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Some people be there. Some people's third eye is calcified. So I ain't got no control over that. Anyway, I do want to thank all of you very much. All of you have a blessed day. And you take care until then. Bye.